Declaring outwardly acknowledge your self-limiting emotion. In this part of the meditation process, you can actually speak out loud who you have been and what you have been hiding about yourself. You tell the truth about self, put the past to rest, and close the gap between how you appear and who you really are. You give up your facade and the contrast and the constant effort of being someone else. By declaring the truth about yourself out loud, you are breaking the emotional ties, agreements, dependencies, and attachments, bonds, and addictions to all those external cues in your present life. Conduct around the world, this is the most difficult part of the steps. No one really wants anyone to know who they really are. They want to maintain how they appear. However, as you have learned, it takes an enormous amount of energy to keep us up this ongoing image. This is the point where you want to release the energy. And remember, since emotions are energy and motion, everything you've experienced and interacted with in your external life is an energetic emotion attached to it. Essentially, you are bonded to some person, thing, or place by energy that exists beyond time and space. Essentially, you are bonded to some person, thing, or place by an energy that doesn't even exist. This is how you continually remember yourself as an ego with a personality, identifying emotionally with a being tied to everything in your familiar reality. For example, if you hate someone, that hate keeps you emotionally attached to that person. Your emotional bond is the energy that keeps this individual in your life so that you can feel hate and thus reinforce one aspect of your personality. In other words, you use the person to stay addicted to hatred. By the way, it should be obvious by now that your hatred is primarily hurting you. As you release chemicals from your brain to your body, you truly hate yourself. To speak the truth about yourself out loud, and this step empowers you to become free from hatred and less connected to this person or thing, your external reality that reminds you of who you have been. Woohoo! That's fire there. You guys haven't read, or if you're a reader, I'm going to share it with Dispenza. He has Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And a lot of neuroscience, but this is stuff that it's world changing. I've embraced all this knowledge and I'm applying it into my life on a daily basis. Game changing. Anyhow, let me continue here. If you recall the gap discussed earlier, you know that most people rely on the environment to remember themselves as somebody. Therefore, if you have memorized an emotion as past in your personality, you are addicted to it. Then you declare that you have been emotional. You are calling energy back, releasing it to you from emotional bonds with everything and everyone in your life. This conscious statement by you will free you from the old self. Kind of like when I was just going live, I was letting you guys know my reality, right? And where I am. And I do that as much as possible. So that way I also keep myself in check with who I am and the person that I want people to perceive me as. Because there are certain scenarios and personalities in my life that, because of made up people who I acted as to what I thought achieved certain things, it's not really me, I can talk the talk, right? With the best of them in any room. But that does not mean that's who I really am. You got to be careful with that because it's easy to get lost in that type of stuff because you're easily going to be stuck in situations, maybe for years, lifetimes. You're not even that person. That's why you'll see relationships of marriages, someone after years they divorce and somebody comes out of the closet, right? Things like that. Be you. I'm in that process right now because I know who I am, but I don't get to be me 100% of the time, which is a large reason why I'm working in now the transformational industry because that's who I want. That's who I am. That's the real. That's the authentic. I can go buy houses and flip houses and make money. I can start marketing companies. I can do all this stuff, all this made up stuff. I can play Monopoly. But that does not mean that's me. Movie shorts. I look like a fitness trainer. Thank you, dude. You guys want to do some push-ups? Let's do some push-ups. Appreciate your comment. I mean, I thought about going that direction, but again, that's not me. I can probably do the whole online YouTube fitness trainer, like 42-year-old man that all he could do was drink all day long and go to the store and back to his couch and drink, and now all I can do is go work out and be healthy. Appreciate it. It's one of the things that I manifested actually. I used to have a belly out to here and like super just flabby from alcohol. I grew up playing soccer, so I was fit, but there was a period of my life, like 10, 15 years, where I was almost 200 pounds, and I'm skinny. So this is like where I should be. I still want to gain muscle. I'm at like 150, but I was almost 200 pounds. I was having seizures. I was going to the ER. I was when I would stop drinking, I would go into detox tremors. It was really bad, like to the point where I had to have medical detox when I actually finally stopped. And then I went into some deep plant medicine therapies and dove into recovery. And here I am, man. 1,060 days later, no fucking alcohol. Woo! That alone, like, look, I've said it and I'll say it again. Just that alone, let's say I had no money in my pocket. I had nothing. I had no shoes, no socks. All I had was like some shorts and like, that's it. I feel like I'd be okay as long as I wasn't drinking. If I was drinking, I would be done. I may as well walk down to the bridge, right? But that's part of my positive personal transformation. Okay, and that's why I talk about it so much, because I want you guys to understand I'm not just some fucking Yahoo that, just making up this program. Like, my life was completely different a couple of years ago, dude. I was about to die. I went to the ER multiple times a year, and I was close call a lot, seizures, all of that. And when I got out of the hospital, a couple of days, and usually I'd go back to drinking. In and out of AA over and over. There'd be times where I'd be making money, times where I'd be homeless,